Thank you, and I know it's been a very, very long and tedious day for all of you here, but this is the opportunity where we are here to discuss about luxury. The name luxury by itself suddenly tinkles a bell in our brains, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, just to tell you, I have a very fantastic, wonderful panel who deal with jewelry, gems, apparels, hospitality, chocolates. I don't forget talking about chocolates all the time. And of course, the pens, right? And leather. So a good variety that we have here. And I'll just quickly take 2 minutes to put on record what is luxury, how is global luxury markets moving in. And okay, just to tell you, there's no definition per se of luxury. Everyone define luxury by themselves. Luxury to you, to me, depends on what I perceive of it. So if I talk about the market size globally, a recent report has mentioned that luxury is around US dollar 8.5 billion around in 2013-14. So there's a huge potential because India, ladies and gentlemen, just have 1% share in the total global luxury market. Now 1% share means there is a full road open for us to travel on, to reach India, because India, you know the growth numbers that we are talking about. We are the youngest population. The demographics is moving towards high income group, and there are all means and ways available around which can actually make space for luxury retail in India. So today I open this panel for a brief discussion. I would start with Sanjeev. Probably he has to leave us and go take a flight to Mumbai. So Sanjeev takes care of Gitanjali, which is the jewelry brand of India. What do you think luxury is to India?
With the experience in the jewelry, gems and jewelry sector, luxury spans across every household as far as jewelry is concerned, because of the fact that jewelry is a high value item of purchase, which is across every income category. At the same time, there are other categories in the luxury space when you're talking about high-end branded leather, apparels, accessories, where because of the price factor, because of the aspirational nature of the product, the market growth for that sector kicks in as the income levels in a particular country goes up. Number one. Number two is the perception of the sector also changes. In the 70s, 80s and before, the mindset of the Indian buyer was more socialistic in nature. So if you were showing off with the latest car or maybe a fancy watch, you were considered very elitist and out of the ordinary, and something that was despised, something that was looked down upon. The whole mindset of the Indian consumer has changed over the recent 5-7 years, and where even the younger consumers are becoming more aspirational in terms of the demands, are talking about wanting to have the best car, the best car, potentially the best apparel, maybe the handbag which is worth 20,000 rupees, or a pair of shoes worth maybe 35,000 rupees. I never heard of beyond a very, very select sector earlier. So with this change in the Indian consumer mindset, the potential has grown many-fold, and it is for us retailers and members in this particular sector to take advantage of this.
Okay, thank you. I would put the same question to our friend from Cross. What do you think, while we were talking offline, you just told me that pens particularly is something which Cross has been doing for very long years. However, pen particularly in the category itself is not something which is that I would say, potential driven as of now. But yet, cross is something I think everyone inside this room would want to carry in the pocket. So what has your luxury experience been and journey been so far?
So Cross is a global brand, a 170-year-old American brand, known for its writing instruments for ever since it started. Recently, though, the pen market has stabilized, or should I say stagnated. And this is an era of challenge for a brand like Cross, where they find it difficult to leverage their vast history of luxury retail, even though they have the best products out there, they have the finest quality and finest branding and marketing out there, but the market segment itself is a little stagnant. And so the way Cross has tried to overcome this situation is to actually try, of course, focus more and more on building the brand and focusing more on the writing instruments, but also adding more categories because it's such a popular brand name that Cross decided to add leather goods as an important category to its portfolio. Leather goods being everything from wallets to stationery items to belts to handbags. All of this consists of personal luxury, essentially. So this is an example of a brand diversifying into a related category to overcome the challenges in the market. And incidentally, Cross Leather is very new to India. We've just kind of done a soft launch, and we're still kind of trying to find the right distribution network and the partners to work in India.
All the best for that. I move to Saurabh. Saurabh, you are a young entrepreneur. You're seeing the young India as it is moving. And of course, you are one of the very select jewelers available in India who are doing some customized jewelry. And customized jewelry, anything to do with customized things, gives you an experience of luxury. So what is your take on it?
See, luxury, I think, even worldwide now, is going into categories. One is the commercial luxury, items which are luxury, but which you see a lot of people handling. So, like the article I was reading last month on Louis Vuitton, which is now being considered to be commercial luxury. The reason now you'll see in Japan, in China, a lot of population has access to those kind of products. Well, a brand like Hermes is still very exclusive. So, luxury, again, I think it's a state of mind. And by that I feel is, it's on the consumer and what he really feels this kind of product gives to me. Is it an emotional satisfaction? Is it an ego status? Is it social recognition? So I think luxury is a very broad statement, especially when it comes to jewelry. In the old times, jewelry was luxury. Any jewelry was luxury. There was nothing like a common man could have jewelry. So when you start from that kind of argument, today I think even jewelry which is customized is luxury. Jewelry which is bought on the shelf is not luxury. It's a common phenomena. But when you try to break it further, I think there is a big chunk of Indian consumers here who like jewelry which is customized and B which is not going to be seen on any other person so commonly. And that's what real luxury, I think, means to us in this jewelry space. When you have products which are, commonly seen, commonly available, it kind of gets that whole feeling of having exclusivity, having something one of a kind going down. And it's very true in jewelry, because jewelry as a piece of item is a very high ticket value item. A good piece of jewelry could start anywhere between, say, 5 lakh plus going up to, say, 1 crore, 2 crores. And for this, a person who's really looking at luxury would want it to be customized, would want it to be designed in his or her particular style, which reflects that kind of personality. So there's a lot of scope for jewelry. and I think as we're saying, a young India and a growing India, there's tremendous scope for Indian designers, Indian jewelry brands to really come up, in mainframe. There's an article which again was talking about there's no Indian luxury brand in jewelry which has gone global. There's a Tiffany, there's a Cartier, but there's no Indian brand which is really going global. Now that's a space which every jeweler here can aspire to be in. So it's a big opportunity. I think the market's huge. India has the potential, but there's a lack of understanding on what luxury is. How do I position my brand to be a luxury brand? Will a luxury brand, just by its positioning, be able to sell? What are the ingredients needed to make the brand commercially viable? So I think the Indian retail industry has to answer these questions and build, ecosystem around it, and to have a strategy on how you can take it from where you are to the final objective. So I think, like you mentioned here, it's young India, it's a growing India, and I think we really have the potential to exploit luxury in the right way. But we need to really deep more into it and try to see how companies from Italy, from France, from US have kind of embarked on this journey of luxury. And luxury means a lot of these things put together. It's craftsmanship, it's the brand principles, it's the brand ethics, it's craftsmanship. So, and India has most of it. Where in the world will you have the best of technology, the best of hand labor? It's India. So I think which country has such a young population? It's India. So I think we are right in the right phase, in the right country, but we need to really deep more into it.
So I guess right phase, right time, and what we need is right entrepreneur. So I think I move to our designer segment, private label. I think Mr. Kadaria would like to throw some light how Raghavendra as a designer segment and what kind of challenges that you faced and how has been your journey, and was it an easy takeaway from the market or was it a difficult play?
Thank you, Shilpa. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The experience which I had come through this luxury from last 7 years, I'm watching this very closely, running this brand, the heritage, the royalty, connect, and the experience. That is very important for the luxury. Any brand which comes in this category has to fulfill these 3 requirements. So to me, the luxury is more experience. You have heard you only live once, live life king size. So now the younger generation is moving into these 2 traits. They want the best, they want good experience, and this is what all luxury is all about. The challenges which we faced by growing ourselves is real estate. There are definitely people see that luxury has got a lot of margins. It's a perception, but yes, it do have. But the challenges are you need to be at the best place. You need to you need to give experience, and the client should feel very private about it. This is all what I had experienced into this journey. Selling a product, pricing doesn't matter at all in luxury. It's all the quality, it's all the history, the story behind the product. That matters a lot in luxury. This is what I have experienced. Now, when I talk about challenges, that real estate prices and the tax structure, I was discussing offline with Shilpa regarding this. If these things can be taken care of, definitely the luxury brand from India can go globally, and I think there is a huge scope. Every year, you are growing almost 20% in luxury brands, and there is no impact of recession in luxury. This is also I have seen in last so many years. Thank you.
Thank you. I would now move to the beautiful lady sitting next to me. I would request Dimple to throw some light. How's her experience been vis-a-vis the brands that she's brought to India, vis-a-vis the apparel. Apparel is probably your niche area to where you've established some luxurious brands in India. How's been your journey, Dimple?
So let me start by saying that my journey started 14 years ago when I joined my family business as a garment exporter. And I always wondered that, considering that we cater to the best brands in the country, in the world as such, were like right from Cavalli to Stella McCartney, Kenzo, so on and so forth. I would always be intrigued with the fact that why couldn't we make a brand in India which was as on par? Because we were good enough to manufacture for them, but we could not make one that could make the crossover. So hence came about the idea of turquoise and gold. And it's a fairly young band, it's resort wear. But I've watched the growth of luxury retail in India very closely, and not only as a consumer, but also in terms of, I've seen it grow, it's been quite a journey in these 14 years. But also, I think most of my fellow panelists have covered all the areas that I wanted to speak about. But I have to say, we do have the youngest democracy, and people, it's not, as Sanjeev did say a little earlier, that it's not about, it's not just a statement anymore. People understand quality. People want that, feeling. People want to be a part of the entire concept of luxury. So, there's a lot that one can do. And like I said, most of the panelists have covered everything I wanted to say. But yeah.
Thank you.